Get this 11 to 1 weekdays on the Triple M network.
Sylvia wants more emphasis on Keith Urban songs performed by Ed Cavalier.
Flowers, flowers drifting by the pane. In my dreams, so sweet, flower red, blue, or pink.
See, I don't recognise that as a Keith Urban song, but then I wouldn't recognise anything as a Keith Urban song.
How do you know I didn't just play Keith Urban? How do you know it's me?
What else do people want?
Gossip they
Show
want.
business gossip.
They
Who
do
wants
want show business.
Jessica Alba. Here's a headline on CNN today. Jessica Alba, I love challenging authority.
Oh, yeah.
This is something she told in Style magazine.
Blue and green, I'll wear it. I don't even care anymore.
Wow. She loves challenging authority, but that prompts me to reach blunderingly for Scott Stumke.
Fake name.
One of our correspondents says, in all seriousness, guys, you've got to get a nationwide boycotting going of all Jessica Alba flicks until she revokes the statement she made some time ago about how she will never do nude scenes. You see, who says our listeners don't get behind the big issues?
There's going to be a march. There's going to be a National Day of Action.
There's something in the papers today about Kevin Rudd's wife and work choices, but bugger that! Jessica Alba's not going to go nude again. Has she ever gone nude?
I don't think she... No, not that I can remember.
Wow, you guys answered that pretty quickly.
Sure, I'd own the tape if that was the case.
And I've seen Into the Blue. I've seen it.
Sin City.
Yeah,
Close. I mean, she's a stripper. He doesn't take her clothes off.
Yeah, she's just constantly challenging authority.
That's the home and away style of stripper.
Yeah. Oh, the sort of...
Nothing coming off. Sort of quite a not even sexy dancing, while some extras in the background go like, oh. They even look disappointed. The extras. All right. How about this? Brian, he says that we used to play an alarm when Hinder used to get played on this station, which it's gotten rid of, which is good news.
Right.
He said, could we please have a similar alarm for Grace Kelly by Mika?
Ooh. Now, what would that alarm be?
Here comes a Freddie Mercury impersonation beep.
So,
Or perhaps this. There we go.
Right. Let's do it.
or maybe we could have, I don't even know if we want to play this ever again, but who's this? Bilfred.
Fake name.
Someone calling themselves...
Stumpsky and Bilfred?
He wants a ringtone based on John Sweeney, that BBC reporter who went nuts at the Scientologists. Remember that?
You are not there at the beginning
Ouch.
of that interview.
Lose it, please, miss. That's enough. Yeah, that's either a very annoying ringtone or, well, it must be Mika time.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have a vote. Do you want to hear the Mika song or John Sweeney for 3 minutes?
Get the music. That's a good idea.
There. Okay, we'll do that. We'll have to...
Sweeney a cappella.
Or something by Keith Urban. Something like that.
Yeah. How does that go again?
Well, I can't believe I'm sitting here today, picking on my banjo, big smile on my face.
And that's the exact tune, is it?
Yep. Matt's cleaned that up a bit. It's that I could release that.
Yeah.
That's releasable.
Yes, release it now. Into the wilds! A lot of people were very impressed by that segment you did.
Thanks, mate.
Keith Urban lyrics or children's poetry.
Yeah, it's tough.
That's got to come back. So many good ideas from our listeners. What about Murray? Here's what we're going to do today on Talkback Mountain.
What do we got?
Murray, on Friday's show, had a butte suggestion.
I'd like to hear some feedback from the punters and how their missus let them know they're up for some action.
Is he right? Let's find out.
This is going to be dangerous, Tone.
Yeah.
So the phone topic is, how does your significant other let you know it's time?
Yeah. Time to get busy.
Jeez.
Don's Le Boudoir. Trying to think at our place. Well, see, I'm married to a yoga teacher, so frankly, everything looks like it's time. Just reaching for the yellow pages.
All right.
Can look fairly fruity if it's combined with an asana or whatever that means.
A snatcher. Is it the Indian snatcher?
I don't know.
That's a yoga move.
I'm thinking of people who are just tuning in.
Yeah.
They're going, what does Mr. Marson mean? It's a flavour of soup by Heinz.
Yeah.
It's nothing offensive. What about you, Mr. Marson? You've got an incredibly hot girlfriend. What kind of signals is she setting off?
Well, in a previous relationship,
well done.
I always found it was my girlfriend at the time would like to look at other things and watch other things on the television to get her in the mood and then place all that energy into me. So things like Johan Griffith in Hornblower. Very big with the ladies, apparently.
That was on last year.
Yeah, like a corset. No, this is a few years ago. It was on
Sure about
the
that?
first run, yeah, and the DVDs,
Okay.
and so lots of corsets and that kind of thing. And also, whenever I would wear jeans, because I don't wear jeans very much. But whenever I would strap on some denim pants, then it was just hello.
Is that right?
Jeans.
Yeah.
I'm still impressed by, how did you say that bloke's name from Hornblower?
Johan Griffith.
Is that the stretchy arm bloke from the Fantastic
Oh,
Four
is that with the
that
big
they
nose?
never show any of in the shorts? You never see any of the stretchy bloke in the shorts.
No.
It must look dodgy. That's what I'm suggesting. The International Observer, what kind of signals?
No, nothing
Don't
like
get
that.
yourself in trouble, Ed. But you must have something to contribute in this regard.
Yeah.
No?
Well,
When you just feel a hand reaching up and saying, put that sandwich down here. It's time.
I had a friend. Right, we'll just start like that.
Okay.
I had a friend who lived in a college at university, and her room overlooked the basketball courts.
Yeah.
And she said she was going out with this other guy who I kind of knew. And the thing that really got her going is she loved a game of basketball going on in the background.
Really?
That was her go. So he said, so Saturday during the day, because they had like a basketball tournament that ran most of the day.
Wow.
It was just a marathon. But during the week, he learnt, when training was, etc.,
Oh,
etc.
no.
And there he was, ready for action. He asked her, she's like, I don't know, it's just something about the noises.
How can you put some sexy music on and it's just that...
Sweet Georgia Brown.
It's meadow like lemon. All right. We're going to do it. Murray, we're going with your idea.
Sorry if you're listening, bro.
We have done ideas on this show where nobody called, and it's national. Let's see how we go with Murray's idea. How does the other half let you know it's time?
Alex, how are you?
Good, thank you, boys.
You sound happy. Now, how do you know, son?
Normally, it's just after I get the come in, walk into the room, I've just had a shower.
Oh.
The girl's happy.
Yes, that's right.
How often does that happen?
Rarely.
Really? You need to wander.
Not that she showers, but that she comes
Hey,
in after
what-
she showers.
Alex, you need to wander around the house with a bucket of mud. Just throw.
Definitely.
So
Or
it's
with
like
a
shower
hose.
time. Or with what? Sorry.
With a hose.
Oh,
Oh, be careful.
Oh,
Hope it's not level 4 at your place.
yeah, got a tank.
well, thank you, Alex.
Good on you.
Best of luck.
Let's hope
brother.
it's getting some use.
Hi, Brian. How are you?
Good, thank you.
How do you know, son?
Look, she looks at me alluringly, draped over a doorway and says, "The Simpsons are on."
The girl's happy.
And is that a coded message or...
It is a coded message. We have a 5-year-old daughter. It normally means we got half an hour to ourselves and we can lock the door without any...
What you need is, because on Foxtel occasionally they'll have a Simpsons marathon.
Yes, I know. We don't get Foxtel, but I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, well, it'll be party time when you do.
That's it.
All right,
thanks,
nicely
Brian.
done. Brian, who's next?
Hi, Donna. How are you?
Good. How you going, guys?
Excellent. How do you know?
Well, usually my husband goes and shaves and slaps on the aftershave and then lets me know it's shaved and he's lovely and clean. And
So as soon as you smell cool water, you know it's on.
I know it's on. That's it.
You know that.
The guy's happy.
There we go.
Wow. And so does, is he just constantly on the shave?
Oh, he's fairly regular.
Yeah.
There you go.
And you know there's trouble when Grizzly Adams is sitting around the house.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Thank you, Donna.
No worries.
Oh, hi, Rob. How are you?
Well, I'm an interstate truck driver, mate, so the only time I know is when I get home from work from being 2 weeks away, and as soon as I walk in the door, my wife grabs me and drags me into the room.
Not
The
bad.
girl's happy.
Hey?
Have you got one of these trucks where there's a bit of a curtain and there's a sort of a, shag and wagon kind of an area?
If the aerials are rocking, don't come and knock 'em, mate.
There you go.
Okay.
Easy way to live.
Ever thought of driving around the country with an orangutan?
I've actually wanted to do that just so I could get him to get out and give the finger to all the car drivers.
There you go.
Okay.
Thanks.
See, that's another of our ideas that's
right.
catching on.
It's pretty good.
Truck drivers and orangutans.
Yeah.
Let's get them together again like it was in the 70s.
The good old days.
Bring it on.
And Rob, do you have a semi? Is it a semi or is it...
I'm a B-double driver, mate. Actually.
Right, okay, cool.
Thanks, mate.
It's a Marsland time bomb! Man! We were talking, last week about, two stories. Firstly, the Bikini Car Wash. I mean, I just can't believe how our listeners target the big stories.
They do.
This is what they want to hear more about.
Yep.
And, of course, the Nude Car Wash in Brisbane. Let's start in Melbourne because they were covering this on the Channel 10 News in Melbourne.
It's made the news.
And I love it when they have that thing where the newsreaders are slightly outraged by it.
Ah, yes.
But they can't control what their cameramen shoot.
Oh, right.
And you know what the cameramen are like.
Nooks.
They just want to see dogs. So at one point they're going, after this break, the Bikini Car Wash that's shocked Melbourneites, and there's just a white screen. I'm going, is that? Have they forgot to put the film in, and there's just a white screen, and it pulls out, and it's just a woman's ass. And they've gone right in on the bikini. And it's like a 0055 ad. And then we've met the bloke who's running Kitten's Car Wash.
Nice guy.
Causing all the outrage. Hey, I think I might be related to him. His name is Tony Martino. And, this guy's got some great
Isn't it
gear.
just you and a mustache?
Well, you be the judge.
We have ladies in bikinis washing cars, and we don't believe we're doing anything wrong.
Glenara Council claims the car wash has too many workers washing at one time. Locals claiming it's verging on a pornographic public display.
There's been a barrage, a constant stream of emails, of phone calls.
From people wanting to know where it is. And I've got to give Martino points. Tony Martino. He's taking on the council. He's done his research. Check out his argument.
This is the same council that have booked last weekend a group of people having a kick-to-kick on a social football ground.
He's right.
At Glenora Council.
He's right.
It's the footy precedent.
He's right.
Were they bikini clad? Like to think so. But how's it all going to end up?
Kitten's management say they'll obey any orders imposed on them by authorities. But if one of those conditions is putting up a wall, then they'll consider going topless or even nude.
There you go. And then maybe just get rid of the car wash component completely. So you drive in and it's, walled off.
Oh.
The music's playing.
Oh, yeah.
Your car's getting a lap dance. Didn't really care if it's polished.
Oh, really?
There was some great footage.
Hey, speaking of, erecting the wall around the car wash, in Canberra, a nude car wash offering an X-rated slideshow and topless cleaning.
Oh, right. So you're sitting in your car.
Yeah.
Why do you need the slideshow if you've got the, the topless women?
The what, Tone?
The topless car wash shareholders.
Thank you very much.
As they're
They
known.
are shareholders.
They are shareholders.
Well,
people are topless women not enough? Oh, I don't know, maybe Weeping Woman up there. Something like that. One of those Escher prints, because people might get a bit bored.
Some Vermeer. No. Well, listen, Tone, have you ever run a nude car wash? Do you know? Exactly. So just leave it to the experts.
I'll leave it to Tony Martino.
Yeah, leave it to Tony Martino. So anyway, the police are saying they can't stop this thing. But they're saying we don't want any traffic accidents caused by people looking at the girls instead of looking at the road.
Right.
So they're going to erect a wall, like you're saying, erect a screen.
Yeah.
And one of the policemen said that he's been personally patrolling the site most days. And in the days that he can't get there, he set up a special CCTV TV link directly to his office, which is nice.
His office, which you can find on the internet at redhotnogs.com.
But then
in Brisbane,
there he is.
We had Ian call up, one of our regular callers, and he said he works just around the corner. He reckons it's going
Sicko.
off. Now, see, I'd be picturing like a giant car wash, brushes, equipment, a thing you have to drive through, like the Tunnel of Love kind of thing.
Absolutely right.
And machines you put your card into.
At the very least, it's like one of the ones at a service station.
Yeah,
where
sure.
it's a separate part of the service station.
How would you describe that picture in the Courier Mail?
I would describe it as a man who has painted the front of his garage white, put a massive picture of some Norks on them, and written car wash above it.
Got ready for business.
Wow.
Have a look at that guy, Tone.
Who knew that this was new frontier for entrepreneurialism? Well, however you say it. Isn't there water restrictions?
Well,
what is this?
That's a business. That's a successful business model you're looking at
It'll
there.
be all recycled water.
And when asked about it, he said, I got the nude car wash down in the garage, got me 30,000-seat stadium set up in the front room, and I got me bedroom, which doubles as a women's only gym. There's not much equipment in there, but there's plenty of high shelves to reach up and grab things from.
There's probably no water used at all. Just be miming. And probably people without cars. And just a guy on a bicycle.
And him sitting there going, trying to make washing noises. Look at that.
Another thing that fascinates our listeners is the concept of the turducken.
Ah, yes.
This is where you get an animal, stuff it inside another animal, and then you stuff that animal inside another animal, so on and so on. I think
delicious.
The record is 19.
19.
Do you reckon we can go more than that?
Well, I saw a picture of a kid that had gone out and shot a 475-kilo pig.
Yes, in America.
Yeah, and he's very sad, this kid. His quote was, I'll probably never shoot anything that big again. Poor little thing.
Oh, it's all downhill.
It's got nowhere to go.
From there. And how big was it? It was like about the size
of... It was 2.4 metres.
Wow, it's like a double-decker bus.
It was a double-decker. Imagine what you could get in there.
So that could be the basis of a world record-breaking turducken.
You could walk things in there. it could be like
It's a showroom.
It's like Noah's Ark. You could get two of almost anything in there and then just close up the back end.
So, see all the exits. And then we want to get it down to a single P.
We do.
Which our listeners then say you can inject with honey.
And you can infuse the honey with a special something.
What that? You could
some sort of
could we
flavour.
hickory smoke it?
There we go. So that's even inside the honey, something else.
There you go.
Wow. Okay, well, just to show you it's not just us, this was on EastEnders last night.
I've got salmon, trout. I've even got a bird within a bird within a bird. A what? Well, that's a chicken inside a duck, inside a turkey. Lovely it is, apparently.
Pot kettle!
Oh, thank you, Frank.
Thanks,
Butcher.
Frank.
Okay.
And play them out.
All right. That's not the usual bombshell ending. What? Although a bird inside a bird inside a bird could be a bombshell ending on EastEnders.
hey,
Blimey,
hey,
Governor.
hey.
Apples and pears. Okay, so we'll keep you up to date on the Cavalier Turducken, as we'll now call it.
Let's do it.
But what about your highfalutin proper theatre? You were at the theatre last night, Ed.
Oh, I loved it. I love, it's great to see all of that stuff.
It's fantastic.
I say go to theatre if you're listening.
Sure.
You know? That's what I say.
Why are we bringing this up again?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Well, because it's a scam. It was a bit of a scam, though.
Well, we had plans to go and see a film together.
Yeah, Rich and I had plans to go see a movie.
Really?
Some of us keep our word.
What happened?
Knocked Up. It was quite similar, actually, to some of the theatre that you saw last night.
Really?
Yeah, the new
Who did
film.
you go with?
I just went by myself. That was the sad thing. Because a mate of mine, as well as you, stood me up.
Yeah.
So I had to do that sad thing of asking around to see who would want to go to the films with me.
Asking around.
Because I had a spare ticket.
And how'd you go?
Well, I just spent 45 minutes in intensity by myself playing Time Crisis 4. The question being, how old is too old for a man by himself to be playing video games in intensity? all by
Great phone
themselves?
topic.
Yeah.
Phone topic.
Did you just hang around the air hockey, just holding one of the things, wondering if anyone wanted to play you, Rich?
Well, it's a weird look when there's a lone man on those horsey games.
So sad.
Yeah, it is.
It's just
Playing whack-a-mole by himself.
I'd just like to point out he does have an incredibly hot girlfriend.
yeah, somehow.
How this is possible?
Somehow.
I
What
don't
happened?
know.
Anyway, Rich. Okie dokie.
Theatre.
It's a scam because it was like 75 big ones, Tone.
Right.
How much is season 3 of The Wire?
$24.95 at JB Hi-Fi, but I'm told it's sold out.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying. I could have got 3 of those. That's hours and hours of entertainment. Not to say that the play wasn't fantastic.
Yeah.
However, Tone,
Yes.
it's nowhere near as big a scam as a play which I've just heard about that has opened in England.
Really?
And we And we now cross.
We're crossing live to England.
We're now crossing live to London's West End and the opening night of a brand new play. Yes, well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, everyone, welcome. The play is called Man with a Box of Killer Bees, as you know from the poster. I am the man, and here is my box of killer bees. The doors are locked. Thanks very much. And for those of you who are thinking it's a tricky theatrical device, I can assure you these bees are killer, and they have the taste for flesh. I'm going to be coming around the first few rows, collecting $50 or a watch of approximate value. Otherwise, the bees are going to have their way with you, the paying public. All right, thank you very much, sir. Yes, thank you, madam. You may leave. Thank you very much. Is that everyone, is it? Well, I'm sorry to say for the rest of you, it's killer bees. So, release the bees.
Oh, the bees!
Well, you had your chance.
Oh, the humanity!
No, bad
Ow!
luck. Yes.
Put the bees away!
No, you've had your chance. It's going to cost you, mate.
Spoke to any bees!
Thank you very much.
Let the bees!
Thank you all very much. Thank you for supporting the arts, and please be sure to see my new play, Man with Bat Goes Crazy and Hits Everyone in the Front Row.
Okay. Are we back? Is that the end of the live cross?
Yeah, we're back, Tone.
Okay. How was that bloke? Did you hear that bloke in England?
He was crazy.
He's killer bees.
What a maniac.
He sounded vaguely like someone kind of attempting a Bob Franklin impression and then just chickening out at the last minute. Sounded just a little bit Bob Franklin to me.
There's a lot of Australians in the audience, Rich. Wasn't there?
Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't do the accent gear shift.
All right. Do you reckon anyone's still listening?
I don't know.
I reckon we could just say anything now, no matter how outrageous, and it would never be reported because no one would know it had been said. It's a great view, isn't it, from up Talkback Mountain?
Beautiful.
Look, I can see Steve Weishardt's house.
Yeah.
It's sold for $18 million. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that includes the cost of all the paintings that are not supposed to be on the walls. Just see the ad in the paper. Would suit disgraced businessman. Okay, we got a big round of applause queued up for Nicky Hamilton. Are we allowed to mention this? Because we've got him this morning, and Richard Marsland said, I had a big night.
Yeah.
I went and saw Knocked Up.
Yeah.
And then our producer goes, yeah, well, I am knocked up.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man. Atticus. She's already got Atticus.
Now Ed's on the way.
Ed, the second one.
Ed Jr.
Well done, Nicky. Well done, Team Hamilton.
Good on you.
Well done, all involved.
Oh, wow. All involved? You think there's a team of writers?
Oh, there's the guy on the ultrasound. A team of writers.
An EP and a boom guy?
Nikki is now her own turducken.
It's true.
Has a baby inside.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Everyone's getting in on the act.
Yeah, everyone wants to be a turducken these days.
That's commitment, Nikki. Congratulations.
It's a great idea. It's a great idea for a contest. People put stuff in themselves, send in photos.
Yeah, see? Okay.
No, bad idea.
Listen back to yourself, Ed Cavalier.
Bad idea.
Listen to what you say.
Bad idea.
And
we're still talking Big Brother.
Big Brother. Are we talking about TV cameos today? Why
That's
is
the
this?
idea.
Oh, is this because of the bloke who was on every channel last night?
Yeah, there was some guy that was on a few channels, wasn't he?
He was on the rich list, and then if you switched over, he was on 1 versus 100, and switched over, he's doing the weather on the ABC.
Is that right?
Apparently, yeah.
And doing some gardening on the community television station as well.
It's all over the shop, like Richard Marsland.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I am the king of all media.
I did switch over once from Rove, where I think you were...
probably getting about in a kilt.
Had your genitals pixelated.
That's it.
Flipped over. There you were on community TV as the prof.
Fantastic. All bases covered.
What a mogul. What a mogul you are.
But, is this leading to... What have you been in?
Yeah.
Because we do talk about the big names.
Yeah.
What about people standing up the back?
Exactly. Were you up the back drinking a milkshake in the diner of Home and Away?
Me?
No.
Oh, right.
I looked at you, but I was addressing
I
the
don't
listeners.
mind. I can do it. I can do it.
Because there was a guy in the audience of the play, and a few mobile phones went off during the first half.
No.
How does that happen?
I think
Anymore.
people just forget. They just go like, oh, yeah, right. And then no one answered it, but it's like quite an emotional bit. And a guy stood up during the interval and went, okay, everyone, can you just turn your mobile phones off? And then he got a round of applause, and the look on his face. He was so happy with himself.
Did he jump up for the encores and do a bow as well? There he is. Come on.
He was just I've always wanted to say that. And he's getting congratulated by men in berets.
He's well reviewed this morning.
Yeah, he did actually. Yeah, it was a tour de force, they said.
Triumphant.
Yeah.
All right, so we're saying, what have you been in up the back? I mean, I think I've talked about all mine on the show.
Yeah, I was in a Japanese Domino's commercial. It was the first job I ever had.
Yeah, that's right.
Me and Rashad from Headland, who now features in the Jessica Simpson video clip. So he's done all right. And I played Chandler from Friends.
Brilliant.
So
That's true.
Cop that.
And Japanese audiences none the wiser. They'd be going, oh, that's Matthew Perry, just one
What's
of his...
that, Matthew Perry?
He's on inflating, he's down again,
yeah.
now he's Ed Cavalier.
Could be anything.
Anything can happen to that guy. All right, I made my first TV appearance with Richard Wilkins, as he was known, Richard Wilde.
Yeah, Dickie
Heard about
Wilde.
that.
On New Zealand TV, 1979, came third in the school filmmaking competition. That's pathetic. Surely you can go better than that, Mr. Marsland.
In South Australia, they had a show called Hey Hey It's Saturday, which was actually
What?
a morning cartoon show, because Hey Hey It's Saturday for some reason wasn't on in South Australia for quite a few years, especially during my childhood. So it was a Saturday morning cartoon show.
With not Daryl, or...
No, it was with Robin Reinfeldt and Joey Moore and Winky Dink. So what I did, they had a
What's a Winky Dink?
special competition. It's a little puppet duck that has a very cute laugh. And they had an art competition, and you could draw your favourite movie star. How obscure is this? I sort of lifted...
And this is pre-McConaughey.
Yeah. Who'd you go with?
I sent in a picture of Burt Young, who plays Paulie in the Rocky films.
How old were you?
You're right.
I was about 8 years of age.
Yeah, that's the Burt Young demographic.
And I won. And I won. And I rolled up to reception, and they didn't have the prize ready. They had to run out and buy me a board game.
You beat the 4-year-old who sent in a picture of Yves Montand. What are you playing at, Richard
I
Marsden?
don't understand.
I was on a kids show once. I had to come in. My mum was doing something with the the Olympics bid for Brisbane, as if, right? And anyway, so I had to go on as a cute kid in a T-shirt riding a big bird. Not Big Bird, but another bird, as if we'd just flown in from Athens or something to try and get the bid. And Mum's like, just go on and be nice. Go on and be nice. I went on, and then I saw the bright lights and stuff like that, and I started to cry. And I think the bird looked at me, so I kicked him in the ass.
And the bid was dead from that
That
moment
was
on.
it. We didn't get to go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't get the Olympics,
Just
but they
remembered
got
that.
Nude car wash.
Yeah. Second
So
prize.
many. I just should point out, While we're talking here, Cecilia is constantly taking calls from people with, I guess...
Nutcases.
No, consumer information. Lee call. He says, this visit, because is it $80, the Nude Car Wash?
I'm not sure.
He goes, it's cheaper to get your car detailed and then go to the strippers
That is
for
true.
just $75.
That is so true. And he's an economic realist. He's all about more norks per dollar. Hi, Wayne. How are you?
I'm well, how are you?
Great, mate. What were you on?
I once had to drop an ice cream onto Harold's head in Neighbours off a small footbridge.
Why?
Lassiter's yard, if you remember it before it was burnt down 50 times.
Yeah, Lassiter's yard. And then it had the kind of little bridge thing going over the pond, that kind of deal?
No, not the pond footbridge.
Mhm.
The small footbridge that led off the side that went down towards the school and the hospital, the fake hospital, obviously.
Yeah, get it right, Ed.
Sorry,
I
man.
was above him. He had to, cop the ice cream.
And what was his reaction when it hit him?
I believe back then the Madge was involved, and I remember our role was to drop the ice cream, giggle, and sort of run stage right.
Yeah. Ice cream's going to hit him in the head, and you run off, giving him enough time to harumph and bluster.
Bulletin.
Yeah, I think you can go bigger, Harold. Josh Zepps is with us. Give him a
Hello,
round.
everybody.
We're just talking about Lindsay Lohan. What happened over the weekend? She drove into a tree. She
did.
And then they rushed her to hospital, and then they found a whole lot of gear.
Who'd have thought?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. She was such a wonderful role model.
Does Lindsay Lohan drive a V-dub?
Sure.
Because wouldn't that have been funny if they'd gone there and it was just like, bang, and then the headline, could have been Herbie fully loaded.
Ah, that's good.
Hey!
With gear spilling out the back.
Audience like it.
But can I just also say congratulations to the promotions department here at Triple M?
Yeah.
Because I just came in from Sydney this morning and I got the rental car and I turned on, I thought I should tune into a little bit of Triple M. And then the promotion goes, you'll never guess what you're going to hear next. And immediately after that was an ad for premature ejaculation nasal spray.
There you go.
So that's true. I hadn't, because I thought in my head, Led Zeppelin or Jet.
ZZ Top.
And instead, premature ejaculation nasal spray. So good on the Triple M promotions department
Keeping you
for hitting the nail right on the head.
And then, of course, what's the other one? Erectile dysfunction.
Yes.
They go together.
Yeah, we came up with an idea of just replacing all the awkward and embarrassing words with sound effects. It hasn't happened yet.
It's funny how sometimes people take it seriously, though. When you say, I was on a radio show last week in Sydney, and I said that someone called up and said that that John Howard's new work choices legislation was treasonous.
Right.
There was treason, right? And so then the guy goes off, and then I said, well, actually, treason is the only offence these days, which is a capital offence.
Right.
So if he's guilty of treason, then obviously, unfortunately, he's going to have to be hanged.
That's right.
He's going to have to get the electric chair. And then we got a fax the next day from an old lady going, while I don't agree. Yeah, that's the mode of communication for crazy people these days, because they can't work email and they're too frightened to call. So, while I disagree with Mr. Howard's policies, I disapprove of Josh's belief that Mr. Howard should be hanged. So can I just say to all of Australia right now, I don't, even though John Howard may be guilty of treason, I don't advocate hanging.
Yeah.
That is good. I'm glad you cleared that up.
Clear that up.
Unless it's on the telly.
Oh, yeah.
Then it's
no,
fine.
Yeah, no. Look, if they can get it into Australia's Got Talent, then I'm in.
They've got, I see all the papers, all the Murdoch papers running headlines like, could, Rudd's wife's business cost her husband the top job? Please, could it? Please, could it?
I'll be good for like the rest of the year if it does.
Says the Daily Telegraph, the Herald Sun in Melbourne. But it's one of those two-edged stories for Howard.
Oh, yes.
Because the story is, look, Rudd's wife has used our legislation to do really well. But then the other side of that is, and clearly the legislation's shonky because she's misused it to underpay all her workers. So which way do you want it? Which way do you want it? I don't know. We're pushing for the return of Kim Beazley on this show.
Yeah. Absolutely. Bring him back.
Actually, I was in at Josh's house the day that Beazley got the and then
in New York.
Yeah, in New York.
Yeah.
And then Rudd got put in.
Yeah.
And I remember Josh going, that's a new impression I'm going to have to do. And he locked himself in the room for 2 days. We couldn't see him for 2 days while he was getting his Rudd down.
I was working on my Rudd. That's true.
Sorry.
I'll just tell you how much I miss Beazley these days.
We miss him because we love his music. Yeah, come on.
All right.
Here he comes.
Waddling up to the podium. Those were the days.
And endless food metaphors as well. He'd always pepper his conversation
Yes.
with, Mr. Howard has to understand, well, he can't have his cake and eat it too.
And dogs, if you got the one about the dog's breakfast, that was always
this
our
is
favourite.
beauty.
I just think if Rudd is now a shot bird, bring back Beasley. People would love to see him again. Hearing him say stuff like,
This is a complete dog's breakfast, an absolute dog's breakfast. And, tossing a few more cans of Powell into the dog's breakfast will not, in fact, make a decent breakfast.
That's what we're missing. Political discourse in Australia, ladies and gentlemen.
Tell me, when did you used to work with Ed? Were you some kind of double?
Well, Ed and I knew each other at university, back in the hallowed halls of Sydney University. We did improv together. We did theatre sports together. We got right through to the grand finals of the Cranston Cup, which was sort of the biggest improv event in Australia.
Man, we nobody made love to imaginary goats like us. on stage.
Exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No.
I'd play a cloud and Ed'd be making love to a goat.
Yeah. It was pretty avant-garde stuff.
Yeah. Sometimes I'd just be a tree for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
The audience would just leave the
Not
auditorium
even in the
and I'd
theatre.
just be...
He was just outside in the car park doing it.
Exactly.
And were you able to bribe the audience with lollies, as is traditional at theatre sports?
Always. Yeah. So they come out, they'd have to always theme the shows. You'd be like, hey, we're doing an hour of improv. Maybe that's enough. No. Audiences won't like that. We'll all be dressed as Vikings. That'll get them.
And also a basket of minties.
Yeah, of course.
Everybody loves minties. They come for the improv. They stay for the candy.
Did you guys do a show at the Melbourne International Comedy
We
Festival?
did a couple
It's
of
funny
years
that
ago.
you should say that.
Yeah.
You'd almost imagine that we told you before the show that we had.
Well, I didn't know. I mean, was it high profile?
Massive.
Huge.
Audiences ranging from
about 3
up
to...
to...
We had an audience of 8 people at one stage.
And the interesting thing about our show is it was on after another show. So it started very late at night.
Right.
And we thought, okay, we should probably do some flyering, but we couldn't be bothered. So we
Yeah.
didn't do much
We
flyering.
hung out during the day.
Yeah,
doing
exactly.
nothing.
We had stuff to do. We had trams to ride. We were excited.
Exactly.
So when we got there, the idea was that we would ask the audience that was already there if they'd like to stick around. Now, this is 11:30 at night, Richard. These people have had about 100 Midori's each.
Yeah. And also, now I just add the show before us was just really debaucherous stand-up, and ours was sophisticated political satire. Ours was called The Howard Years, featuring the Alexander Downer Jazz Dancers, and it was
Okay.
basically an opportunity to do lots of political impressions. So we had this rowdy mob of drunken audiences.
Who'd been like filled to the brim with balls jokes for an hour and a half. And then we would come out doing a very tasteful piece where I was Dr. Phil, because it was the only impression I could do.
Well done.
Interviewing Kim Beasley and get nothing.
Nothing.
Bring back the balls. We want the balls.
And on the last night we were like, all right, should we do it? Yeah, come on. Once more into the breach. How many bookings we got? Nil. Okay, who wants to stick
Nil.
around? Nobody. So we went out into the lobby, and 3 sad blokes were just sitting on the stairwell.
Waiting to come in, and they were like, "Oh, you're going to do the show? We found this flyer." And we're like, "How did you find the flyer?" We're like, "Sorry, we can't be bothered."
And those sad 3 men were the Doug Anthony All-Stars. No! That's not true. Josh Zepps is sitting in today. He likes to do the odd impression. But don't go thinking that means we have a high standard on the show.
No.
We have listeners with impressions ready to go. Nobody will be left hanging because laughing away in the studio today, we have the Queensland farmer. There he is.
Sir. Hello, Tony. How are you?
G'day, guys. How are you?
Wow, excellent. Can't wait to hear it, dude.
Couple of little ones. Is that all right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Muttley,
That's good, man.
Nice.
Farmer likes
Nice.
it.
I'd say that's on the money. What else?
Heavens to Murgatroyd. Excellent. Stage radio.
Snagglepuss.
Snagglepuss. Gee, he'll be back. Hang on, who was that?
Just a foghorn.
Oh, just the fog. He's throwing them all in.
Quickly, before you get cut off. What else have you got?
Tony, those are, mate, those are spot on.
That's all you need. That's a
Cool,
career.
and he's off, and he's out of there.
He's got another gig.
His work here is done.
You just didn't Elvis then. Do it again.
Can't be
Thank you
stopped.
very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, thanks, Tony.
What a cavalcade.
I
Can
better
we-
watch my back. I think this dude's got my job.
Who's going to go next after that?
Blake, how are you?
How you going, mate?
Mate, good. The standard has been set quite high by young Tony. What have you got for us?
I've got a bit of Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, let's
Oh,
have it.
yes, let's hear it.
Hello, I'm Timothy Frank. I'm reporting for KYYNT News.
Oh,
That's very good.
That's not bad, Blake. In
Very
fact,
good.
I'm suggesting that that's better than the bloke who does it now.
Yes.
I think it might be. I actually took his job off him.
Yeah.
It's
Who
quite
only-
dodgy, the new one.
Wasn't it just it's Jim Henson's son, isn't it?
Yeah.
So everyone's going, oh, well, respectful.
Yeah, leave
Let
him
him do
alone.
it. But frankly, it doesn't sound like
Oh,
him to
dear.
me. Get rid of him.
Hey, I've got another little one as well.
Yes.
Nissan Navarra invites you to get this with Tony Martin and Ed
Oh, is that you, Tony?
No, don't laugh at that. I hate that guy. I don't know who
Really?
it
Yeah,
is.
he's annoying.
I reckon I should be doing that announcement.
Really?
Get rid of the bonehead who does it at the
Thanks,
moment.
Blake. Rob, who have you got for us?
You want someone dodgy? I'll give you someone dodgy.
Yeah.
Hey, give me a box of those bags. Cheese, balls, I want everything. Hey, well, you buy a hat like this, you get a free bowl of soup.
You a Rodney fan?
Love a bit of Caddyshack, guys.
He can get a party started anywhere, that guy.
Hey, I tell you, golf courses and cemeteries, the biggest waste of real estate there is, you know?
Somebody step on a duck. Okay, that is gold. We love a bit of Rodney. Can we go, well, more dexterous than that?
Hello, Dan. How are you?
I got a bit of crusty.
Are you referring to a Simpsons character or something else?
Yeah.
All right, take it away, Krusty.
Sex cauldron. Oh, I thought they blew that place down.
It's pretty good. All right, Dan. Can you do? How's your Homer?
I got no Homer, Ed. I agree with you. It's very, very hard.
It's very
Yeah,
tough.
it's almost impossible. I've never heard. The only thing that comes close is Tony when you're trying to do who?
When I try and do Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah, when you try and do Rodney
I
Dangerfield.
can't get no respect. See,
Yeah,
that
that's
sounds
as
like
close.
Homer.
That's as close as anyone's ever
Very
come.
Homer.
Thank you, Dan. And from Dan,
Righto.
we move to Dan. How are you?
Good, mate. Yourself?
Oh, we're good, man. What have you got for us?
Just an interview you did a couple of weeks ago when you talked to a Brisbane guy and you decided to open your lunch halfway through.
Yeah, you can do an impression of that.
Oh, it wouldn't be hard.
Let's hear it.
That's about all we got.
There you go. That's Ed Cavalier live on radio around the nation. Beautiful.
Hi, Brett. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Excellent, mate. Who have you got for us?
Oh, I've got Christopher Walken. Now, I was walking down the street the other day, and I was listening to this radio show, and I thought to myself, get this, these guys, they're crazy. If you know what I mean.
Pretty good, Brett. Well, actually, that was pretty dodgy, actually, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Well, you'd have to,
Oh, well.
and we'd have to be able to see you because there's a lot in the eyes as well.
And there's a lot in. I was shrugging as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
good. There was a lot of shrugging. As long as there was shrugging going on.
I can hear the shrugging, Brett.
And let's remember, we did want dodgy, so
Yeah,
who are
and
we
it's
going to
a-
boot home with?
Now, Prawny, are you there?
Hell yeah.
And now he's excited. Prawny, hit us with it, and then we'll guess who it is.
Okay, this is Chewbacca.
Well, all right, there we go.
Brilliant, brilliant. He follows instructions too.
Go for it, Prawny.
Yeah.
That's Chewbacca gargling.
That's pretty good, Prawny.
It's all Chewbacca with mouthwash.
You could also do that for the sound of the cars in the Jetsons. It could be two things.
Possibly could be Darren Lockyer after a game. You know?
Is that a good football joke?
That's a great football
That's
joke.
a really
Thanks,
good football
Prawny.
joke.
So let's celebrate with a quick Jetsons. Here's something we like to do. This is my oldest idea, this one. I've been doing this since you were 4 years old, Ed Cavalier.
What's that?
It's time to, yes, have another newsreel from the future.
It's 2009 and Australia prospers under the popular stewardship of Prime Minister Galen, who was elected in a landslide following the successful introduction of SMS voting in late 2007. And public support for politicians is at an all-time high since the introduction of a new parliamentary format.
These stories are complex stories. Different things have happened in different cases.
Accepted. However, next time, need to be clear and concise.
Business confidence is through the roof following the Awesome Party's decision to replace cumbersome AWAs with 3 joints and a jug of illusions. With 2009 water restrictions currently sitting on level 12, tensions run high in the suburbs. This man was executed on his nature strip after being secretly filmed standing at the sink running a tap waiting for the water to get hot. Whilst being set alight and dragged behind a ute through a knife factory is too good for this family found harbouring a slip and slide in the biggest purge since the full flush riots last July. It's only 2009, yet somehow starlet Lindsay Lohan is celebrating her 48th birthday as the relentless partying continues to take its toll. Here she is turning up at the glamorous premiere of the new motion picture based on Paris Hilton's harrowing 3-day prison term, The Horse Gang Redemption, with Philip Seymour Hoffman reprising his role as Truman Capote, sole biographer to the imprisoned socialite.
I'm telling you, Paris, you've got to talk to someone. The broadband reception in here is intolerable.
Audiences applaud the uplifting scene where Paris survives a humiliating mugshot photo session.
Right, can you turn to your left, please? Okay, boys, get the shot.
And a terrifying strip search.
Hey, Sarge, I think I found 3 more blackberries.
Meanwhile, back in Australia, ratings are middling for Channel 10's new Sunday night comedy showcase, Marsland Live, which hit the airwaves, some have suggested, too soon after the mysterious disappearance of Rove McManus. McManus was last seen being bundled into the boot of a car bearing the vanity plate Ricky M, although Marsland himself provided no clues during his eccentric opening monologue, most of which he spent giggling and repeating the phrase, at last it begins. Viewers were unimpressed and soon switched over to the Crime Investigation Network for the premiere of I Still Can't Stop Masturbating.
Hang on. They're continuing that series, are they?
The same show, actually.
These are heady days, 2009.
I can't wait.
Drag through a knife factory.
That's pretty tough stuff. 2009, it's coming, people.
That's the darkest thing I've ever heard you say, Tony. Drag through a knife factory.
Behind a ute.
Sorry.
While set alight.
Yeah.
That's how tough the water restrictions are going to be. 2009.
Is that you doing Truman Capote?
That was me just trying to remember what he sounded like. It was turned into Peter Lorre halfway through. You concentrate.
Get this, it's blown out to 2 hours, 11 to 1 weekdays on the Triple M network.